Ich bin hier mit der Nummer 4 im UFC Welterweight. Gilbert Durinho Burns. Gilbert, what's up?
What's up? Good talk
Yeah,
to you guys.
yeah. I first of all, I have a question. German language. We ain't the best with like foreign languages. How do I correctly spell your name? Is it Gilbert or is it more like Gilbert?
If you're saying in English, it's Gilbert, in Portuguese, it's Gilbert, but
Oh,
both are
so
good.
okay, okay. So I could also say Gilbert, right? Because I always said in my videos, I always said Gilbert Burns, and they were like, "Man, it's Gilbert. It's not Gilbert." And I was like, "Huh?" I always thought that Gilbert was the correct pronunciation, you know? Oh,
Both.
okay,
Because, my grandfather is Gilbert
okay.
Burns. The name is from Scotland. That's why Burns. So
No,
it
okay,
can be both. I don't
yeah.
know.
So Gilbert, I saw today on your YouTube channel you commented that you will be fighting in March, right?
Yes, that's the plan. My shoulder, left shoulder is finally good.
Yeah.
I'm back on training now, and yeah, ready to come back. So now I need to get in shape right now. I got to make sure the shoulder is very strong. I'm confident throwing punches and grappling with the shoulder. But yeah, he's good. I think March will be great to be back.
I think that UFC 299, the main event, O'Malley versus Chito Vera. I think Bo Nichols said that it will be in Miami, so it would be like,
Yeah, that's what I heard. It might
yeah,
be Miami. Yeah, I want to fight this one. Yeah, because March is a good date. For me to come back. February might be too close, but
yeah.
March is great. And especially if he's in Miami, I would like to fight here.
Do you already have in mind an opponent, maybe? Like, do you have an idea who you want to fight? Because in November we have the title fight in your weight class, Edwards versus Covington. But we have like maybe a Bilal Muhammad rematch, maybe Shavkat Rakhmonov. Do you have any idea?
No, I'll see who the UFC wants. I want a big fight, but I might sometimes you need to give a little step back, fight those guys back on the ranks and then get a big fight. We'll see. I don't have a name yet. I know I'm gonna be ready for March, so I'm gonna talk with the UFC probably in the next couple weeks. We're gonna be talking and we'll see who's gonna be next.
That's great. Gilbert, I have a question. I saw that before Kamar Usman went to Abu Dhabi and fought Khamzat Chimaev, you both were at Killcliff. How it's hard to explain, but I know you both have been training together, and then you fought for the title when Usman was the champ, and now you're both at Killcliff again. How can a professional fighter? Because I think many like young people can't imagine how this would work. You know, you have been enemies, now you train together, and perhaps maybe you will be enemies again because you both have the dream of becoming the champion. How does this work? What are the feelings there?
For me, I'm just getting better, So to get better, like they say, to become a lion, you gotta walk with the lions. So I don't sharpen iron. So I get a lot of training, good training, and every time that I'm on a train, I want to get better. I want to improve, and I want to train with the best guys possible. Especially they have my gene, they're available for sure. I train a lot with Kamara, I train with Chimaev, with Shavka, I train with Ian Gary, Vicente Luque, Jason Jackson, Logan Starr, so many good guys. So my goal when I'm training is to get better. I'm not competing on the train, I'm getting better. If
Yeah,
it happen that we fight each other, it's okay. We're just making each other better. Whenever we fight, the better man is gonna win. But for me, training is one thing, and fight is a different thing. That's why for me, it's very easy to train with anyone. But it's two different guys. It's the guy that's training and the guy that's fighting. So, but like I said, training session, I just want to get better. I don't mind to train with anyone, but and I don't mind to train with the guy. Maybe fight with the guy later. It doesn't matter.
I think there's one exception, right? Wasn't it Vicente Luque, right?
I think a lot of exceptions. Vicente Luque is a very close friend. He's a guy that I don't really want to fight. other than that, I'll fight anyone at the gym, you know. So, and I think a lot of guys are doing that. You see Anthony Smith Glover, the shit out of these guys training, they fight, they train it again. A lot of other guys too. So I think he's getting more normal, you know. I trained with Bilal Muhammad before we fight. Yeah, I think he's getting normal and normal.
It's probably also that, you know, that's what you said, to become the best you also have to train with the best, and you train with the best fighters in your division. And yeah, maybe there is a time where you have to fight each other, but you proved like in the past that there's no mental problems going into that situation. And I think it's crazy. It's you deserve, and Usman, you both deserve lots of respect, because you can separate like personal relation and, you know, business or the sports. That's great. So I have lots of young fans, lots of young up and coming fighters. You had a great career. You fought for the title, and perhaps maybe you will fight for the title again and become a champion. What are your top three advisors for young upcoming fighters that want to make it in the sport, who want to become a better self? Your your top three tips for the upcoming
Yeah.
generation.
I think they need to get a good gym. That was the first thing. You'll get a great team to start training with a lot of guys that can pass me a lot of experience. So great team with great coaches, you know, so you can learn, you can get better. Uh, Another thing, I'll stay ready. You know, a lot of guys they just do camp, but you see, don't ask me now, you gotta find a short notice in the world the title. We saw a lot of opportunity that come. So we gotta be ready, you know, because the opportunity shows up, and if you cannot make weight, if you're not ready, you're not gonna take advantage of the opportunity. And third one, I think you need to have a good manager too, you know, to guys giving you opportunity, picking opportunities for you. Yeah, I think those three things: get a great team with it, and get a great manager, and be always ready, because the opportunity is gonna show up. And the sport's crazy, you know. Like a couple guys that don't even have a lot of years training, they make their team, they become a big star, they can become a champion, they make a lot of money. I think you just gotta stay consistent too. You know, if you really want to become a fighter, you gotta give it all. You know, cannot be just a little bit. You gotta give it all in training every single day on a good team, and get a good manager, and eventually staying ready.
That's great. That's very important, especially in the long term. Do you have an example? Like, do you have one habit that we don't know of that will make everyone become a better athlete if we also implement your habit in our daily lives? Like one thing you do daily, either mentally or physically. Do you have one habit you have?
I love to train. You know, my habit I don't even the habits are not even crazy, but I like to train. I love to train. If I have Even if I'm traveling, but since I was traveling, I was in New York, I was busy, I was doing a lot of appearances, a lot of things. But if when I have a time, I would like to train. I try to eat as bad as I can. Sometimes it's hard because you're in a different country, you're doing different things. But if sorry,
Bless you.
uh, but if I can, I'll be training every single day. That if I can pick my routine will be I wake up, I do a lot of ice bath. I like to do ice bath when I wake up. I eat very clean. I train, I rest, and I train again. That's the day that I like. You know, I like to train, stay with the family, rest a little bit, train again, eat good. That's what I like to do. So that's what I like. So try to make a habit, you know, your nutrition. Make sure you sleep good, you eat good, you train hard. If that's a lifestyle, you know. So I like to live the lifestyle of an athlete, of a fighter. So that become my it's not even my habit, that's my routine, you know. So I like to keep on my routine. If I can, I'll travel ways less, I'll do ways less interviews and videos and things. If I could, I'll just train. That's what I like to do.
So it really has to become a passion, right? Not just like a job. It has to be a passion, and you have to breathe for it, right?
Yeah, you gotta be more than a job, you know, you gotta be the lifestyle really. You gotta study fights, you gotta watch fights, you gotta train so hard, you gotta organize your training sessions, you gotta organize when you camp, you gotta organize when you're out of camp, what you need to improve. You gotta study your opponents, you gotta live the lifestyle, you know, it's more than a job, it's an all day thing for all week and all month and the full year. So yeah, you gotta live the lifestyle.
If you say watch the fights, are you actually like in private a UFC fan? Do you watch the fights, for example, because you like the fights itself, or do you only watch like welterweight top 15 fights?
I watch every fight. I watch most of the fights. Sometimes I cannot watch the prelims, but I try to. When I'm at home, I'm watching. Yeah, I like to watch all the fights. I like to see what everyone is doing better. Everyone is doing something new. I like to really look in the fight, see the strategy, see the coach, what they telling the fighters to do in the corner, between, in the fight. So yeah, I'm a fan of the fight game. So if I can, I'm not just watch the main event. I watch every single fight and pay attention on all the details.
Since Saturday, we got a new Brazilian UFC champion. Alex Pereira won the fight against Yuri Pratska. What do you think of the fight? You saw it live. You have been in New York, right? And is it? Are you proud as a Brazilian that you have another UFC champion? And Dana White said, "Hey, we've got a few champions. We've got so many great Brazilian fighters. We want to do a very big pay-per-view in Brazil." What do you? What?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was very proud. You know, I like Pereira a lot. I think he's a monster, a middleweight champion, former middleweight champion, now light heavyweight champion, a monster, two times glory kickboxing champion, two divisions, so now two divisions UFC champion. Yeah, I'm very proud. I hope they bring Pereira, and I hope Charles to Brazil next year to do a big pay-per-view. They'll be awesome. And yeah, very proud. Another Brazilian champion, the guy that had a very tough beginning and now doing great. It's nice to be there and see that he's accomplished all of that. Very, very happy for Pereira.
So, Gilbert, you fought 2023 three times. From January to May, you fought three times. I saw that you have injured yourself during the Bilal Muhammad fight in May. How is the recovery going? You said your shoulder is pretty fine now. You can train again. How is everything else going? Are you feeling good? How many fights do you expect yourself to make in 2024?
Yeah, now I'm good. I was hurt, but I need I had a very slow recovery. I had like almost 4 months of recovery, 3 months without doing anything, and then the last month was getting the strength in the movement back in the shoulder. Now the shoulder is good. I'm looking forward to come back in March. You know, I think I if I do a big fight that I want to do, it might be one fight, and I'm fighting for the title. If not, if I gotta do a step back, maybe 2 wins, you know, 2 wins and I get a title shot. So that's the goal: 2 fights, and earn the title shot and see whenever it is. So I'm not in a rush. Like I said, I want to get very good shape. I want to get improved, fight in March, and then we see after that.
That's great, Gilbert. Thanks a lot for your time. Right, I know lots of people will appreciate it, and myself will. I myself appreciate it too, of course, because you got lots of fans in Germany, and I always I don't I talked to Alex Pereira and Charles Oliveira, and they don't even know how many German UFC fans there are because UFC never comes to Germany. They don't care about us. But you got lots of fans. So Gilbert, the last words on this interview are up to you.
So yeah, thank you all the German fans. Make sure you guys follow me there. Send me a comment. Do a comment on everything. Put the German flag over there so I know you're from Germany. I'm putting a lot of content on YouTube, on Instagram, so please follow there. Gilbert Burns, most of the social media. And yeah, so thank you guys. I was in Germany one time. I know how to say Bruder, right?
Bruder, yes.
So yeah, I was there one time. I went to Poland, and then I was in Germany. Very quick, I have a couple of friends in there. I know Robocop trains there, right? He's from Croatia, but I
Yeah.
think
Soldich,
he
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a very good friend of mine. One of my former coaches, Kami Barzini. He's from Iran, but he was there. We Soldich. I think Gleison T. Bowers in Germany too. They have a good team there. Hope to visit you guys soon. Yeah, thanks for the support. Thank you guys.